YouTube audience. So everything completed. Today was like an easier day, but pretty much just got back from working out. Today was an upper body day, mainly chest and shoulders, a bit of arms as well. But as I mentioned, I did get a lot done to the car, and I'll throw in some clips. I think the aspect ratio might be a little weird because I filmed it with the meta glasses, which I recently got as well. So a lot has happened since my last vlog, for sure. For those of you the very small amount of you that have watched my other videos, I've slowly but surely started this whole personal training thing. Originally I was only working at a local gym of mine. I'll leave that nameless for now. Sooner or later I'll probably end up leaving, and then I'll be able to say it. But a local gym here in Las Vegas. But it's a little on and off working there. I get some clients. The pay is not the best, but my goal has became consistent. It's still the same, which is make connections and get better at training. Because if I'm not training people, even if it's for free, for example, which what we do there sometimes is for free essentially, especially if we get canceled on, or train someone for 30 minutes, for example, which is a thing there. It's essentially for free. But yeah, my main thing was to get better at training. There's always something new to learn, and there's always differences in each different person. That's for sure, whether because they're older, or because they're younger, or because they have an injury, or because they're a specific gender. It all matters. It all comes into play whenever you're trying to give them the best service that you can. And I really do enjoy this whole training thing. I haven't done a lot of workout videos in a while, but I really put a lot of passion into my own training, and I try to kind of mimic that and apply that towards other people's training as well. And soon here you guys will see that. I'll probably start wearing my meta glasses during training sessions, and throw in a little clips here and there that hopefully you guys can take note of some specific things and apply it on your own training. But besides just be able to see how I am during training, and the quality I try to give each client, whether it's at that gym or privately. Which brings me to my next topic, which is I mentioned in those earlier videos that I was trying to create my own thing, which I'm trying to be modest here, but it's slowly but surely becoming something. I'm not saying it's going to become this huge nationwide thing or whatever. Who knows, right? For now, I'm just slowly trying to expand it. I first came up with a name. Then I moved on to making some business cards, a social media. The social media page I kind of just attached to what this is currently. But specifically, I just focus on TikTok and Instagram when it comes to the whole personal training thing. But if for some reason anyone that's from Vegas is watching this, you can hit me up on Instagram, and if you're looking for training, let me know. I'll make like a special deal for anyone that's watching this and lives in Vegas and needs training. If you DM me, I'll train you for free for 1 week. Let's say 2 sessions in that first week for free, if you DM me that you're from YouTube. But like I was saying, I moved on to business cards, And, slowly but surely, I was getting clients here and there. I'm not going to lie, some of them I met at the specific gym I'm working at currently still. And, I kind of egged them on and made them, switch over to me privately. Obviously, it benefits me more because I can earn more money. But besides this, I can offer them a better service because I'm kind of constrained over there where I work at. I can only really train the person and give them a very minimalistic, training program, which is so complicated. You have to use a whole system and logins, and it's so complicated when I could just make it to my liking, which I prefer to just do things through like a document and send it directly to the client. More like there's a better connection there. So that's the route I like to do. But yeah, getting those clients there and slowly giving those business cards out to those people and making connections. A lot of them, I'm not gonna lie, I'd say the majority of the clients I have right now were derived from connections and networking from that current job that I have, which is the job is serving its purpose. My purpose, like I said, was connections, networking, and improving in training. And currently I'm trying to besides these clients and consistently training them and getting more clients, I'm trying to now build more on the social media in order to like kind of expand into the whole clothing stuff. So for now, I will be offering a certain items. Just right now I'm just trying to focus on 3 items, trying to dumb it down to 3 items for now, and pretty much just try to sell merch through drop shipping, and I'm doing this through Shopify, and which is what I'm currently working on. I'm trying to finalize the samples of the shirts, and I got a hoodie coming in, and then a long sleeve, which are the 3 items: t-shirt, long sleeve, and hoodie. Nice and simple designs, 3 colors each, nothing crazy. And I'm gonna try to push these on TikTok and Instagram, and maybe even here. Anyone watching this that wants to buy one, hopefully sometime here soon you'll be able to, if you just enjoy watching my weird, awkward videos, then yeah. But my plan during all of this is obviously, like I said, I'm trying to get more clients. As of now, I'd say last time I think I said I have like 3 or something clients. I'm not gonna lie, now I'm moving up to like 7-8 clients, which is pretty good, because I started with 0. I started with nothing. So I can't be really pushy, I can't be mad, I have to be very patient, and I have to appreciate what I have currently, because it can all go in an instant. Tomorrow or next week, 3 of my clients can call me and say, we don't want to train anymore. So I have to appreciate and be very diligent and always provide a good service. I'm trying to learn that, even if I'm tired or annoyed or whatever it is. I'm still learning on keeping that stuff aside, because I'm still working a morning job, which is pretty taxing on my body, and it gets me pretty tired. And then I'm still working out 5 days a week, but we're still at it. But yep, that's pretty much, we'll just leave it at that. I'm still trying to get at it, so nothing much else to say. This is just a return to the whole vlogging thing, kind of an update video, I guess you could say. One last thing, I guess, in a personal sense, is I'm currently trying to ease up on a lean bulk, essentially. Not really, more of like a maintain, I guess, / bulk, but not really. I'm pretty much just eating a little more. I'm eating about 3,800 calories right now, which is a lot more than what you've probably heard before. I think I was at like 3,300. So it's slowly increasing. Right now I'm at like, I believe I'm at like 171 108.8 pounds. So, you know, I kind of started at like, I think I got as low as like 162 or 163, which is, you know, it's crazy to think about and crazy to say, because you don't realize how, for those of you that like gotten pretty lean, you don't realize how skinny or cut you are until you start eating and then look back. It's crazy, you know. I can't imagine like how bodybuilders feel or think. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. This video is already long enough. But hopefully you guys somewhat enjoyed. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we'll see you at the next one.